it's gonna be a little mental health, mental thought Thursdays. If it's something you're interested in, or if it's something you want to ask me, Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Metria Nikole, and I make cleaning, home, and lifestyle content here on YouTube. In today's video, I'm showing you how I put together this Amazon vanity mirror and just my final thoughts on it, and also doing a mini get ready with me and just talking about mental health as a mom. So if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. As we progress throughout the video, I will share my initial thoughts on this vanity mirror, and after I've had it up for about a week or two, I'm really not 100% sure if I'm going to keep it, only because of the distance from the vanity mirror to where I sit is quite a distance. I think the only perk with this is the lighting when I'm recording. I have the packaging still, and I feel like if you ever want to do your makeup or anything like that, I would need something that I can hold in my hands and use as a mirror. So that's something just to kind of keep in mind when you're purchasing like your mirror. The distance from the mirror to where you're sitting can play a factor. Okay guys, look, I put together the vanity. I think it turned out really cute. I don't know how to get rid of some of this glare right there, but I wanted to kind of show you a close-up of everything. I did think that the folds were going to be a little bit bigger, but I think it looks really good. So the real question is how well the lights bright up. So I'm going to try this. Okay, these are the different tones. Ooh. So it has about 3 or 4 different tones. I gotta read the instructions. It has 3 settings. It has warm, natural, and cool. So this M is a letter M button right there. That's where you press to change the light color from warm, natural, and cool. I would definitely say this is cool, that's natural, and that's warm. And then you can use, so this button is on and off. And then a long press to adjust, oh, you can adjust the brightness with that. Ooh, that's amazing. So I love this so far. Now, as you can see, I have this mount that I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep up here. My ideal goal was to hang it up, so I'm gonna leave it here for just a few days to make sure I don't have any issues with this mirror, because I hate to hang it up and I put holes in the wall and then there's an issue with the mirror. But I may take this off for right now. So I think the best part is being able to do stuff in the mirror. I actually love this mirror, it's really pretty. Love the brightness of everything. This one is supposed to be like a close-up mirror. Definitely too if you're doing some eye makeup or want to look at something more up close. It has little suction cups on here. I did try to put it on here earlier, but it fell down. I think because I didn't press it hard enough, but I'll keep it lower down. But I'm really liking this. I need to, my hair I feel like is looking crazy right now. I do go get it washed and stuff next week. I'm debating if I want to put on like a tinted moisturizer or something. Y'all, if my glasses are off, I feel like I can't really see. My prescription, I just don't think I can see. But yeah, I think overall I may end up hanging this on the wall. But again, I want to make sure there's no issues with the mirror before I put holes in my wall. So let me go wash my hands and we get started. Okay, so I'm gonna be playing around with this as I'm doing like a little mini get ready with me type thing. Today I'm filming this video on Thursday, and I'm actually feeling like God is leading me to talk to you guys about mental health as a mom. There's different things that I've dealt with in my past, and there's things that I do now to ensure that I can keep a sane mind when, you know, as a mom, you're dealing with so many different hats. So I think on Thursdays, I'm going to be doing just a small clip of maybe like 5 or 10 minutes just talking about mental health as a mom, because I feel like it's not really talked about, and it's different things that we deal with, you know, the different hats that we wear, and then people expect us to show up a certain way. I don't know. Before we get started, let me just make sure I introduce myself. My name is Metria Nikole. So I make cleaning, home, and lifestyle content on YouTube. Okay, so I thought I'd kind of reposition the camera. I'm still going to be playing around with different angles, but just getting back to what I was talking about. I am a really private person. I would say that in terms of like just the history of my life is I'm very private, because I have to make sure some things I protect and some things I protect for my kids. So my girls are very important to me. They are my top priority in my life. So it's things I have to move a certain way when it comes to my kids. And just for myself, I create boundaries in my life for reasons. And that's just something I've had to learn along the way. And it's going to be a little mental health, mental thought Thursdays. If it's something you're interested in, or if it's something you want to ask me in terms of how I process different things, I don't mind sharing certain things, like I said, but some things will be off limits only because it's just my privacy, and just protect my daughters. So as I'm getting ready, I'm going to share a little bit just more information about myself, and just talk to you about mental health as a mom. So again, I'm a mom of 2. I have twin girls. I don't think I've ever shared that, and I was really on the fence about doing that, only because I'm just like, I'm trying to be vulnerable but also protect my daughters. Like, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of stuff that we've gone through as a family, so it's important to me to be mindful of things when I share them with you. Both 15, and yeah, those are my babies. I think as a mom, they'll always be your babies, regardless of what age they'll be. So I don't know why I'm getting emotional talking about my kids, but I don't know, I just feel like you grow with your kids, because I did have my kids right after I finished college. So I had my kids around 26 or 27. It was very unexpected that I was going to have twins. I'll go into that story another day, and I'll make that as a topic, a separate video. But today's video is just sharing with you guys on the many hats that we wear as a mom. So I remember being a part of this group, and I met with other moms, and she just said it so clear to me. She said, as a mom, we're the chauffeur, we have to drive our kids everywhere, we're the cook, we have the chef hat where we have to cook, we're the maintenance person. If something breaks down, if you don't have anybody, you have to fix it, you have to figure it out. The cleaning lady, we clean a lot. I mean, for me, clean is therapeutic, but I can just only imagine people that don't care to clean. It's still a lot of layers of stuff that go on. And on top of this, when I was thinking about it, you're the therapist, because I'm very, very thankful for my daughters at their age of being 15, and just their growth. Don't get me wrong, my kids, we all got stuff we gotta like deal with, but just where they are in life, I feel like, you know, I'm proud of them for how far they've come. Because I feel like 15, I was a wild child. Honey, I talk about that another day, but my kids, I'm thankful my kids and I have somewhat of an open dialogue. They share stuff with me, and sometimes there's some things they don't want to share. So give me a minute because I want to get my space together. So I'm just doing a light moisturizer. This is by Maybelline. Their tinted moisturizer. Usually if I'm just doing a weekend type thing or just something casual, I'll just put this on, some mascara, and that's it. Usually I don't wear makeup at all, but I kind of want to talk to you guys, so I'm going to do this in the process. And this is in number 330. And I've already had this Fit Me by Maybelline. It's the same brand. It's a loose powder. And this one is in 35 deep. But I'm not wearing any powder today. I'm just going to probably just do this, and some eyeliner and mascara, and that's it. But yeah, just going back to the Just a Mini hat. So what I ended up having to do, and just speaking on a little bit, you know, I am a single mom. I think some of you already know that. And just as my girls was growing up, trying to navigate that and trying to find a balance, I feel like I've always tried to be as vocal as I can with my daughters. I was like, hey, for me, I'm a type of person, my love language is acts. I think it's called acts of service. I'm a doer, and I'm paying attention to actions and words. So when my daughters were growing up, they're two different people. They're twins, yes, but people have to realize they're still two different individuals. So, and that's just something my mom has taught me as well. The love languages are two different things. And when we went through different things in life, it's just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to navigate raising these kids? And, you know, having to be cooking all the time, taking them to school all the time. And then you just try to like figure out, when am I going to have time for me? When am I going to take care of me? Because I did slip into a slight depression where I was just like so overwhelmed with life and just working all the time and just wanting to make money and then not meeting up to the expectations, and then just dealing with different stuff. So at that time I did go to therapy. That helped a lot, and that actually was kind of like a catalyst of how I refocused my attention on myself, because I feel like it's important to make sure you have some type of balance with yourself, because when your kids finish high school, it's just you, and if you're married, it's just you and your husband. So for me, I had to start putting myself as a priority, because I was thinking, okay, when my girls got to elementary, when they was hitting 5th grade, I was like, man, I gotta do something else with my life. I was in a job for like 10 years, and I was like, what am I gonna do for myself to where when my kids finish high school, I have something for me. I have a career for me, because I knew where I wasn't going to work. So I started like just praying a lot. I went to therapy, and different doors just started opening. So that's when I went back to school in radiology and x-ray. So when they hit middle school is when I started x-ray, and I did that for 2 years, and that was during COVID. So that was another interesting time. But I don't know, I just felt like that was the turning point for myself, to where I put myself first. I finally put myself first, because a lot of times, you know, when I go out shopping and stuff, I'm always buying my kids stuff. Like, I'll buy my kids stuff before me, and I'll feel I'll feel guilty if I bought myself something first. But I feel like you need that balance, because I ain't going working this job just be buying stuff for just my kids. Like, I feel like I deserve stuff too. You know what I mean? But anywho, I'm in the same situation. You don't even have to be a single mom. If you're just a mom, I highly want to encourage you to find a balance between the cooking that you do, between the laundry that you have to do, between you having to drive your kids to and from sports, tutoring, or whatever. Find that balance that you need for yourself. If you have to wake up earlier, or even for me, like, listen, I am not a morning person, and I want to say I'm not a night person. I'm a day person. I'm being very honest. I'd rather wake up later in the day, have my life, and then go to bed early. I'm just speaking facts, but sometimes it just don't work out like that. To get things done for yourself, sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice your sleep. Sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice watching a show. And the biggest thing I felt like that has helped me start putting my first self first too is not only wanting something in the future after my kids finish high school, but also like just reading my word is reestablishing a strong connection and faith in God. Like, listen, there is nothing I could do. I cannot do anything if it wasn't for God. I hands down, where I am in life, like, it was nothing but God that saved me. I feel like God brought my kids in my life to save my life. To be honest, I honestly feel that. Like, I needed my kids to survive. So yeah. So as you develop a relationship with God, God will start to reveal things to you. God will start to give you peace. He'll start to give you joy. He'll give you wisdom. He'll give you discernment and how to navigate. Because even when I was trying to figure, I was praying a lot, like, okay, Lord, what can I start doing for myself? How can I set myself up for the future after my kids finish high school? Like the doors just blew open. I was at a job for close to 10 years and I quit that job to go back for x-ray. I literally took a huge leap of faith. Huge. Like, when I tell you I sacrificed everything, I sacrificed every single thing. But God, when you pray and seek God on those things, now I ain't just quit it not seeking God on it. I couldn't do that because I have 2 kids. But when you put God first and you're like, okay, Lord, I need something more for me. I can't just have my whole life revolved around my kids. I've been there, done that. Even though it's a season for it, there's a time where you have to start putting yourself a little bit before your kids sometimes. Like, okay, you know, I need some time for myself, girls. Like, then trying to find that balance, because you deserve it. You deserve to have something for yourself. Because before we had kids, we were who we were. So when you have kids, you have to adjust some things in your life to now be like, okay, it's not just about me anymore, it's about my kids. But you matter too. In the beginning, I would say you do have to put more attention on your kids. They're smaller, they don't know nothing. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. But as they get older, like I tell y'all, these kids, they're gonna graduate high school and they're gonna be gone. And then you're sitting at home, you're like, okay, what am I gonna do with my life? That's just not what I wanted for myself. So I knew I had to start making sacrifices now to be where I am. And it took a leap of faith to get there, a huge leap of faith. When God has something for you and he lines it up and you seek him for it and you trust God and you take a leap, everything is lined up. Everything. I didn't have not one bill that wasn't paid when I was in x-ray school. Like, there was everything. And then it was COVID, and then we had to have a whole nother semester. So I'm like, listen, I gotta make some money. Like, I got 2 kids I gotta take care of. But by the grace of God, it worked out. I'm gonna get this mirror just to see a little bit closer. Yeah, start asking yourself, like, where do you see yourself after your kids finish high school? Especially if they're like in middle school right now or late elementary. And then start working on, write down your ideas, right? Then start seeking God on it. You really have to, all I can say is based off my experience in life, you really have to seek God on those things. And okay, Lord, this is what I'm doing. And sometimes God will show up right away. And then sometimes he'll wait till later to tell you some stuff. But in the process, have faith that you're working on to what God has called you to do. And then start there. Go from there. I hope this looks right, y'all. I'm not the biggest makeup person. If your kids are old enough, make them do their own laundry. If their kids are old enough, make them do the dishes. And that's something I actually struggled with when my kids were young. I was doing everything. And I remember one time I was sitting there doing the dishes, like, even though I like doing the dishes, but sometimes it gets exhausting if you work a lot. And my kids were sitting on the couch watching TV and I was doing the dishes. And I was just like, oh, wow. I said no. So I started doing it in. When they would do different days, it became a fiasco. So one week one would do the dishes, another week another do the dishes, and you miss doing the dishes too many times that week, you're gonna have a second week to do it. So create discipline for them. I don't wash my kids' clothes. That has been early on. They wash their clothes. I do not clean their bathroom. I did clean their bathroom one time, and that was recently. Only time I clean their bathroom if it's like a holiday and we have a lot of people coming over. I'll go back and clean behind their bathroom, and then the other time if they're sick, I would clean their bathroom. 9 times 10, I don't like going in their bathroom. I don't clean that bathroom. They wash their own sheets, their own pillowcases, their own comforters, and they wash their own clothes. They vacuum their room. So, and they do the dishes. So that's pretty much what they do, and that does help out. And I'll tell them, hey, don't let those dishes sit up, you know, in the sink. Does it happen all the time? Yes, that's just teenagers. However, I get on them. I was like, hey, when I get off work, I don't want to see a pile of dishes in the sink. You know, they'll understand it when they get older, but I try to create routine for them. So that's one thing. Chauffeur, I'm gonna be a chauffeur until they drive. I ain't looking forward to be honest. I do want to get one of my daughters into driver's lessons, but I don't know just yet because I don't want to pay the higher insurance. Because this year they will be 16, so Lord help us all. But yeah, so I feel like if you start with that, look at all your responsibilities, start taking time out for yourself. If it's an hour to 30 minutes a day. And another thing is, when my kids were younger, 8 o'clock was their bedtime. Especially as a single mom, I was like, I need time for myself. I don't work these people's job all day. I get home, I gotta help with cooking. I gotta cook, I gotta help with homework. I need time for me. So that was huge. So for years, I've always had them by 8:30. By 8:30 the latest, sometimes 9. But after that, don't bother me. Don't bother me. And that really helped me out a lot. And I think when you start incorporating God, and I'll talk about that in another video, just some of the things, if you're interested in what I do, just set those things up. So just kind of wrapping up, because I don't want to make this video too long. I don't know how my camera is looking right now. I don't know nothing. I'm just going, I feel like God is leading me to kind of share with you guys what I've done, what has helped me, and just going about as a mom. It's hard. It is, no gift is more rewarding than becoming a mom, but life is hard when you start adding kids into it. And as a single parent, it's hard, you know. And I've talked to married friends and stuff like that, and a lot of them, you know, having kids is hard in general. It don't really necessarily always matter if you're a single mom. It's hard in general. So that's why I don't want to hone in on single, but it's just being a mom. Make sure you take time off for you, and you know, find what you like. Go back to what your hobbies were, what made you happy, and all this stuff. Take care of yourself, because if you're not taking care of yourself, that's another drag down where you're like, oh, I'm tired, I don't feel like doing nothing. Listen, I have been there, done that. So now in 2024, I'm like, okay, I need to make sure I'm eating better. I need to make sure I'm working out. I need to make sure I'm trying to take care of myself physically, but like even like my skin, my hair, get my nails done, get my toes done, pamper myself. I should be able to do that. You know what I mean? So sometimes we can't afford it. Then you're going to improvise at home, because there's some things I want to do at home. I've seen these press-on nails that I've seen people be talking about. So I'm going to try that next too. But don't let time escape to where you feel like you don't have time for yourself. You have to be intentional, and you have to create time. But yeah. So I'm going to finish my little mascara and go from there. I usually, when I do my mascara, I do not, well, that bites. I don't put it on the bottom eye, because I feel like every time I put it on the bottom eye, something happens. As you can see, I got that. So I'm gonna take that, spot it off. And I'm not even gonna worry about my eyebrows, as again, I'm just gonna later on, after I get my daughters, we are going to be, we're gonna be going to Target. It's the night before, last day before spring break, so we gonna hang out tonight. And this is actually more. They have an eyebrow pencil, and I know my sister told me about a setting powder they carry too. And I'm gonna get that eventually. I feel like some makeup is just expensive, and I'm not trying to waste my whole check on makeup. So I'm gonna just be gradually adding stuff. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna worry about anything else. I'm just going out to Target later when my babies get off from school, and I feel like everything else looks fine because I don't have my glasses on. The front is blurry. So yeah, I feel like this looks cute. Something simple. That type of thing. But yeah, so I plan to do like a little short video. I don't know how long this video is or how much I'm gonna have to edit out, but I'm just trying to do what God has really been leading my health, because I feel like mental health is important. It's important for us as moms to have a life outside of our kids, because listen, I don't plan for my kids to live with me forever as much as one of them wants to. No, you're gonna have to. And I tell them, I said, like, after you finish college, yeah, you can come back home for a few years. I get it. I've been there, done that, where you're still trying to figure out some stuff. You're still trying to find employment, and no telling what the economy is going to be by then. As long as my kids are working towards something, I don't have an issue with that. You know, I love my daughter's company. They're like my world. I love my babies. So, but I also make time for me. It's like when my kids are at school, I try to take my times during the day. I do my Bible study in the morning. I get up, and if I don't have much planned, I take my time to eat my breakfast. I take my time to get ready. I take my time to go to the gym, and then I come home and chill, or I do some editing and stuff. But I'm really trying to not feel rushed to do stuff, because I already got to get up in the morning, take those jokers to school, and get back home on, you know, I gotta take them to school and get to school on time. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So I'm really trying to make sure I'm finding balance for me, because not every day is promised. Not every day is gonna go as planned. So I try to enjoy those days where I don't have much planned. Okay, what are we doing today? You know what? I don't feel like doing nothing. I just want to sit down and watch the TV. Okay, that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So enjoy those moments when they're not home. And when I did work a Monday through Friday job, on Saturdays I would get up and I'll cook breakfast for them, but I would chill sometimes. I would not sit there and have to be busy all the time. And then I think on grocery nights I would do stuff on Friday or do stuff during Thursday night, so I'm not worried about having to do groceries on the weekends. That cuts out a lot of our time. So you really have to start planning it that way. Figure out where you can cut some of your hats off if your kids are old enough. Just to kind of wrap stuff up, what we talked about. As moms, we wear many hats. Start trying to cut down some of what you're doing. If your kids are old enough, have them do their own laundry, clean their own room, clean their bathroom, do the dishes. Start there. Then figure out, okay, where do you see your life at when your kids finish school? Where do you see your life? Or if you don't have kids, what are your goals in life? And start seeking God on those things. Praying about those things, because I think it's important. Because I think that's how you grow as a person. That's how you mature. Because we shouldn't want to be the same person we are in 5 or 6 years. You want to evolve, become more mature, have more intelligence in terms of just your vocabulary. That's something I feel like I struggle in. But you want to continue to grow in life, because the economy is growing, this technology is changing. Like, you really have to think about those things. You really have to start thinking about a future, but not get stressed out about it, but start making baby steps now. And then in 5, 6 years, you're like, oh wow, I'm glad I did those things. I'm beyond grateful to God that I did the stuff I did. There is no way I feel like financially I could afford what I have now if I stayed at my old job. No way. Because the way the economy changed. The economy is bananas right now. But anywho, I hope this was very encouraging for you guys. Always remember that God is beyond faithful, but we have to seek him. We have to keep him first. Is it hard some days because you're tired? Yes. We sin? Yes. But you still go back to him for forgiveness. but you still seek him and keep him first, because that's all we have. All right, I'll let you guys go. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.